Right, let me turn my camera to the side first. I do this most weeks. And let me lift that up. And there we are. Welcome, the Audible. We're back. How are you doing, Steve? You good?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Yourself? How was your holiday?
Oh mate, I have some stories. Some of them not appropriate for a podcast. Some of them are. Let me just turn this properly. 2 secs. Oh, do you know what? It was dead good, mate. It was dead chilled. We won't be going back, but it was lovely, mate. But by that, we did everything we wanted to do. Do you know what I mean? We went. It was funny because when we went, we were like, right, one trip each. You know, like because my wife's a proper tourist, and we ended up doing like 5 trips. Bear in mind we were there for a week. But the funny part was Sunday. Obviously, the Broncos. Don't know if you know. They beat the Chiefs last week, and obviously I'm whacking away these whiskies and cokes, and there's a karaoke on, but no one's getting up. So I said, "What's going on here, mate?" He goes, "Well, no one wants to get up." And I'll get up. Sweet Caroline turns around. There's about 30 people stood up. So I went to go back. I went, no, sing some more, sing some more. I was like, no, I need a whiskey, but the good whiskey you had to pay for. Them good whiskies will come. I think I sang about 11 songs. Couldn't get me off. What about you, mate? What have you been doing? What's going on with you?
I'll be honest, it's been a pretty chill week this week.
Okay.
Not really done a lot. It's just been a lot of just me focusing on stuff for me. Funnily enough, though, I did end up weirdly. So Lee was in Brunei last week whilst we recorded, and then all of a sudden, yesterday, he was in Cheltenham.
Mad.
And so we had a little cup of tea and had a chat. It was nice to actually meet one of the co-hosts for the first time.
There we go. Hey, fellas, another crazy week in the NFL again. Coach Russ, you're not wrong, mate. And we're going to go over that in a bit. Go on, mate. As you do.
Yeah, I was saying it's just nice to actually meet one of the co-hosts, and we were saying we need to find a reason for all of us to accidentally have to go up to Widnes at some point. Do it again.
Where the Holt Spartans used to be based. What a team they were back in the day. Jesus. Well, listen, we're going to get into it, folks. I appreciate a lot of you will be watching the game. I can't confirm the score is 17-15, 17-14. Half time. Detroit Lions just got a late score there, so that's looking to be an interesting Thanksgiving game. And happy Thanksgiving, everyone, by the way. Yeah, I'm very thankful for this show, thankful for the people in my life, and I'm thankful the end of the month is nearly here so I can get rid of this horrendous mustache.
That's what I was gonna say. You've spent some time in America, haven't
Yes.
you? Did you do a Thanksgiving?
Do we do what?
Was you there for a Thanksgiving?
Yes, mate. Yeah. I had every flavour.
Have you tried? Did you ever get to try the famous turducken?
What?
The turducken.
Is that like a bird and a bird and a bird? Yeah.
What is it? The chicken and a duck and a turkey. They have it on the game normally on a Thanksgiving, and you sit and eat it. And I'm like, what that looks insane.
Right. So at the time I was a little bit young and immature, and I got very drunk on Thanksgiving, and I ate everything. I ate a bit of that. That's right. Let's try that. But it was after Thanksgiving, after the meal, we went to Walmart for like the Black Friday stuff, and we were like, I was like, and I'm drunk in the car, mate. If we get lost, just shout kiki. So I completely lost. I'd forgot the kiki, and then I've heard one of the girls, the family saying we were going kiki, and I'm like kiki, I'm on my way, because it was rammed, like literally. I've never seen Walmart that busy. And it was just for bargains, but they're not like they used to be back in the day. You used to get bargains now. No, you don't.
No, you don't at all.
Right, let's get into week 12. We are on week 13. We're going to go over week 12 first. So the first game was the Texans against the Bills. 70% of the public vote backed the Bills, as well as Lee, as well as Steve. 30% of me, we backed the Texans. What a game. I wasn't surprised by this result. Texans are balling out, especially on the defense aspect. There are questions. Is Houston's defense the best in the NFL? They're definitely up there. Bills, it just wasn't great. The turnovers, all these aspects not helping them. Did you catch any of this game? I know it was a late one, mate. I woke up and decided to watch it while I was on holiday. What did you think, mate?
Yeah, so I said last week to Lee that I was like, oh, why do they keep putting rubbish games on a Thursday night? I did sit and watch it because it was football, and then it turned out to be worth watching.
Bro, listen, it wasn't windy this game, so it was fine.
That's true. Do you know what? Yeah, it was. I went for the Bills. This is also the only game I got incorrect this week, so it's really annoying that I couldn't have got a clean sweep
Mm.
because Josh Allen decides to throw interceptions constantly. But stats wise, Texans do have the best defense. They're only allowing 16.3 points a game and 258.1 yards, and that's the fewest on both stats. But for me, the question is, what's Josh Allen's inconsistency about? He threw so previous week he threw he had 6 touchdowns, 3 passing, 3 on the
Yeah.
ground, and no interceptions. And then last week, no passing touchdowns, no rushing touchdowns from him. 2 picks, one of which was the wildest pick. He just threw it for no reason. What's going on there? Getting sacked 8 times was the pressure. And again with the Texans defense, Allen was pressured 33% of all dropbacks, and only 2 passes made in those. Coach Russell said he spent Thanksgiving at Ford Field watching the Lions v the Patriots. In the family and friends section, Bon Jovi halftime show, players bar after the game. What a trip. That sounds like a trip and a half.
Bet you were living on a prayer, eh? Always going to say something like that. Sorry, mate. I have to throw 2 of them in there. Go on, mate, as you were.
I was just going to say, do you reckon he starts partying whilst he was like halfway there on the plane?
He gives love a bad name.
So just Josh Allen's inconsistency. Like I said, pressured 33% dropbacks, and he only managed to get 2 passes out of them. Sacked 8 times, 2 interceptions. He's not liking the pressure. But also, Bills went and signed Brandon Cooks this week, and I can't decide
Why?
if that's going to be even worth. I don't know what they're thinking with that.
Yeah, a bit of a mad one. I mean, look, both teams are still going to be fighting for absolutely everything. It was a great win for Texans. You only have to look at the public vote to see that not everyone, was backing them.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next game, which I know you'll want to talk about. Kansas City Chiefs against the Colts, and it was 23-20 to the Chiefs. I thought this was a brilliant game. It had me, on the edge of my seat. I backed the Colts as well as 55% of the public. 45% of the public backed the Chiefs, as well as you and Lee. Great game. Is this the start of a comeback to save the Chiefs season? I'll be honest with you. I don't think you're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I've said
It's
this.
going to be.
I've said this is kind of like not a rebuild year, but you've had so many injuries for such a part of the season. It's not like you've just turned rubbish. It doesn't work like that unless you're losing such a clinical part, like Mahomes or something. But you've had a lot of injuries in really important parts of the season. Now, don't get me wrong, but coming up to the most important part. So if you can do it, if anyone can do it, it'll be you guys. But
Yeah.
it was a great win. It's exactly what you needed. Colts, they just switched. They just look switched off. It was one of the more disappointing defeats of the season. I do think Colts have been quite lucky a few times this season. I've said that before. Was they maybe found out? I don't know, but they've got a chance to dust themselves off this week. They got very pass heavy, the Colts, and I think that's when Chiefs kind of like took over the game. I'd be interested to
Yeah.
get your thoughts on it, mate. Though.
Yeah, so I've had way too many people messaging me saying that the Colts lost this game, not the Chiefs won it, but you just have to look at the numbers and actually pay attention to realise that it was the other way around. Defensively, Spags decided it must have been over 70% that he just drew up run defense plays, which forces Daniel Jones to throw, and he's not the best thrower in
No,
the world.
definitely not.
But on top of that, once you've got that box full and they're stopping the run, that kept letting Chris Jones just break through, which was making Daniel Jones just throw the ball willy nilly constantly. And that's what happened in the second half in the overtime, where we forced them to have 4 consecutive 3-and-outs. It was just Chris Jones in his face, and he was just like, "I'm getting rid of this. I'm getting rid of this. I'm not holding on to that." But they only had 10 first downs all game, and we held Taylor. We held Taylor to 58 yards. Like defensively, we destroyed that. But I wouldn't be a good pundit without saying the negatives on the Chiefs side of things. Patrick Mahomes needs to slow down. He's trying to go through his progressions too
Do
fast.
you think, because this was a must-win game for me, do you think
Yeah.
panic stations are kicking in because yes, yes, you won this game, but you've not got an easy set of fixtures coming up.
We do not. We do not.
Like, let's have a look. I mean, I don't want to go too much into next week, but
I know we got Cowboys. We've not played the no. We've got the Cowboys, the Raiders, you again, the Chargers,
you know you're going to win. You know you're
Texans.
going to win the Raiders game. But
Yeah,
tonight is so important. I don't think the pressure's on the Cowboys. I think it's on you. But we'll get into that later. But for me,
yeah,
I feel like panic stations are well and truly kicked in there.
yeah. There's two things for me. Patrick Mahomes needs to slow down.
Mhm.
He's throwing he's releasing the ball quicker than any quarterback in the league. Brilliant. But what he's also doing is on the passes he's not making, you half a second later, someone suddenly they've broken free. And if he'd have slowed down on his progressions rather than trying to do it too quick, he'd have seen that.
Bear down or bear down.
Nathan saying bear down. Okay.
A bit more into context than that one, buddy.
And the other thing I want to see the Chiefs playing outside the numbers. That's how we beat the Colts. Rather than, yes, I'm liking the run play and Kareem Hunt's been amazing, but our pass play is inside the numbers, and that's where things just not working. Whereas as soon as the second half came, and every pass to Rashee Rice was outside the numbers, that's when he went from 9 yards in the first half to 140 yards in the second half. Like, just stop playing inside the numbers, get the ball out wide, beat the cornerbacks because we've got the wide receivers for it. And then if we have to in the numbers, you've got Kelsey. We don't have Noah Gray this week, which is a shame. We're now down to the one main tight end. But yeah, that's what we need. Mahomes, slow down. Start looking wide again.
Interesting one, mate. Interesting. Next up, we had the Seahawks against the Titans. Now, 90% of the public backed the Seahawks. I backed the Titans, and you and Lee backed the Seahawks. Listen, this was a great game. I don't know if anyone watched this. It was a brilliant game. And Titans at one point, I think, had a good little lead. Again, I was consuming alcohol, so I might be wrong. But it was a good game. Titans were really unlucky. They can take some confidence. Look, this season's over. Seahawks, they're in a great rhythm, great routine. It's going to be interesting, obviously how they develop in the playoffs. Obviously they won. 90% pulled it back. Did we win? Did you catch this game? Can you see where I'm coming from on that one? I mean, if anything, the result didn't help. I know Seahawks won, and we talk about, like, I said the other day, well, no one's going to look back on it and think, oh well, it was the world's worst game. They won. That was it. They won. But it made them look a little bit vulnerable considering how poor the Titans have been all season.
Yeah. But also on the flip side, the Titans are like Cam Ward is starting to show little hints of improvement and actually looking like a good quarterback. So I actually made a note of one of the players. I don't know if you've seen the highlight. So when Titans had the ball on their own 10-yard line, and he rolled out to the right through quarter crossing route, 25-yard gain, and all of a sudden I watched that play, and I was like, oh, actually, he's a good quarterback. Then the next play, I can't believe it was something useless. But
we need to talk about the Giants plays later. They were brilliant. I will say this. I'm not going to say his last part of his name, but Jackson Smith, he is going to break the NFL record, receiving record. Like,
well, he's already beaten the Seahawks record.
It's crazy.
They've played 11. They played 11 games, and he's beaten. Who was it now? It was DK Metcalf's record, 1,303 yards in 16 games. JSN's done 1,313 in 11 games. So he's going to do it, I reckon. He's on track for it. Yeah, I mean the punt returns on Titans though. That Dykes has had 2 punt return touchdowns on a season already, and obviously last week he ran a 90-yard punt return touchdown on the Seahawks, who have at least a top 3 defense.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Titans are showing some fight.
Like, you have a lot of teams. I think we can both agree there's a lot of teams who don't necessarily have anything to fight for, but they're still fighting. Like, you look at, like, the Raiders. Like, you imagine they always have a good fan base anyway in terms of attendance and stuff. But their tickets will be dirt cheap at the moment. But like, it's good to see the Titans still giving a bit of fight. Let's move on to the next result, which was shocking. Shocking game. In terms of fight, that's what I mean. That aspect. All three of us backed the Packers to beat the Vikings. They didn't just beat the Vikings; they slayed the Vikings. 23-6. It was an absolute atrocity from the Vikings. Um, sorry, 2 secs. And yeah, we all three of us backed the Packers. 94% of the public backed the Packers. I haven't really got anything else to say other than it wasn't a great game to watch. You don't like games like this.
No.
What were your thoughts, mate? The 8-0 Packers now something
I don't even know what they are now. Is it
like that,
5-6,
mate. Yeah,
6-2-1 or something like that? Nah, that doesn't even make good maths. I don't know. It's Micah Parsons and co looking good,
really good.
but the only thing I've really got about this game is just like what has happened to JJ McCarthy. He seems to just be regressing all of a sudden. He went 87 yards, 2 touchdowns, and and on that, one of my stats of the week, one of my favourite stats of the week I've seen in a long time. If a quarterback spikes the ball on every single play, their quarterback rating is 39.6. JJ McCarthy got 34.2. He would have had a better quarterback rating if he spiked the ball on every single play.
Honestly, I've not really got anything to say in this one because it was that much of a bad game. Should we move on?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Next up, the comeback of the season is on. I believe they're now top in their division. The Ravens beat the Jets 23 points to 10. All three of us and 80% of the public backed the Ravens. The Ravens just look so good. Like they're a team that I do not want to play in the playoffs. They just look, any team doesn't want to play in the playoffs. Because that's a team that can just go from 0 to 100 like that. Since
Yeah.
Jackson's been back, they've just been. It's like a different team, and you consider how bad the start was without him. Jets doing Jets things. I've already talked about my dislike of the football they play. Obviously I think they've had a few coaching changes, but nothing's changing. Did you see this one, mate? I mean, look, Ravens won pretty much by 2 scores. Oh, I'm going with that. Where was I on all day? I was in Tunisia, mate. Would I recommend it? Yes. Would I recommend to leave the hotel? Absolutely not. You know what, mate? Do you know what I forgot to mention? We stayed at the hotel where the shooting was, which they have a plaque there, but we didn't realise till we got there.
Yeah. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
mad. But going back to it,
Yeah, I mean,
I do think Ravens are going to do well this season, really well.
they are, but what? So I don't think Lamar Jackson's fully fit yet.
I mean,
if I'm completely honest,
because he's not running, not like he used to.
No, he's not running. He's not going a lot going on there. And so watching the game. So what I like to do is I'll watch the games on a Sunday, and I'll make a few notes if something spectacular happens, and then I'll go back through and look at the numbers afterwards and on a different day.
Yeah.
So when I watched the game, I was like convincing win from the Ravens, and then I look back, I found out that Lamar Jackson has been held to under 200 passing yards for 3 straight games, which is very un-Lamar. And he's also back-to-back games without a passing touchdown. It's their defense. It's their defense getting their players back, which is really helping them win. Tyrod Taylor made the Jets look like a relatively interesting team to watch, but just not enough for the season.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I can't remember what podcast it was, but I heard on a podcast this week that there was a discussion with NFL officials about whether they should make a minimum amount of wins that you can have to have the number 1 draft spot. So say you had to have 3 wins, so that would stop people tanking. And I thought I quite like that idea. If they were to, they're not going to bring it in, but I like that idea. If they were to stop people tanking, they had to fight for if they had to fight for that last win to get the first draft spot.
I still think there should be a relegation thing.
Send them to Canada.
Yeah.
Bring CS
because straight away you're making another league very interesting. The fact that they're guaranteed to stay in that league no matter how bad they are, it's just it's too much.
Yeah.
Right, on to the next game. We had the Lions against the Giants. 76% of the public and all three of us, unfortunately, Coach Russ backed the Lions, and I believe it made the Giants the first team to not be able to make the playoffs. The first team that went out.
Yeah, mathematically unlimited, which is wild when you've still got teams like the Raiders who are somehow mathematically in it.
We
But
both know that's not happening. But yeah, look, this was a offense scoring game. Both defenses didn't have the best of times. The Lions are on now as well. And would you believe it? We conceded a bunch of points already and scored a bunch. Um, yeah, I had red zone on, so I was watching as much of it as I could. Um, Lions, stacking up these wins to get in the playoffs. How far can they go? We say this every year.
yeah, so this game for me was all Jamar Gibbs. 219 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, 11 receptions for 45 yards. Like it was like no one else was on that team that week. So this is going to be bittersweet now because I put down a note of saying everyone should watch Amon Ra this week because he had 2 drops last week, so that puts him for 4 for the season. So is he starting to regress?
He dropped 2
And then
passes.
he dropped 2 passes, but last season he dropped 1 in 152 targets.
Yeah.
Dropped 2 last week. But yeah, and so my point was going to be let's watch him because I think he's going to start regressing for the rest of the season. And then pre going live, I said to Matteo that Amon Ra had a target this game and then had an ankle injury and he's out for the game. So I was right to say he's not going to do well. I didn't want him to get injured, though.
I want to mention Jake Bates' 59-yard field goal. Sweet. Absolutely sweet. Great. Giants, though, losing in such soul-destroying way. Hang on, we've got a comment here. All the points the Giants score, 30 plus in several games. It's soul-destroying, but they finally got rid of the DC as I predicted.
It's true.
I still think they're hurting from that Broncos loss because that's a momentum killer. That one. Let's move on to the next one. So this was a great game. The next one. It was the 50-50 poll. So 50% of the public backed the Bears, 50% of the public backed the Steelers. For some reason, I'd be drinking too much and I picked the Steelers. You two picked the Bears, and it was 31-28. Brilliant game. I want to go to you first on this one, mate. What was your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it was a good game, and I've been saying all season that the Steelers could be the win or the loss depending on what defense turns up. And again, it was Steelers 4 down penalties, special teams mistakes. Defense allowed 345 yards from Caleb Williams.
Yeah, we got a good comment here, mate. We got a good comment. We got Denver. I love that, and then we got another one. I'm going right there. We've got don't know anything about this sport, but that's some sash. Yes, it is, mate. Yes, it is, fella.
Are you paying these people?
No, mate.
How much are you paying?
Let me just do that bank transfer now. Do you know what? There's a girl I work with, and I always get, I get customers go, can I ask you a question? Customers just look at both of us, and she's there, like not knowing what's going on. Who's got the better mustache, me or her? And she's like, we don't want them. Anything to wind anyone up. Anything to wind anyone up. As you were, mate. As you were.
It's the way forward. Yeah, so I was saying that Caleb's looking decent. Although that was his 4th straight game where he recorded a less than 59% completion rate, and 26% of his passes were off target. Anything over like a 15-yard pass. So is it Caleb looking good, or is it just the OC knowing how to draw up plays for him just to drop the ball off, not really throw it too far down very often? The dumb one though. The problem was this. I think one of the turning points was when the Steelers punted, and the kicking team decided to pull off a hold, and the ball landed at the 10. And then smartly enough, the Bears head coach went, "Do you know what? I don't want the 10 yards. I want you to re-kick it." Punted it, mispunted it, went out of bounds at the 40. So that hold cost them 30 yards of offense or defense, if you're looking at that.
I think with
stupid penalties.
I think with anything like that, because you'd expect them to take it and go to the 20-yard line, whatever it was.
Yeah.
You're just putting a little bit of extra pressure, and no matter what level of athlete you are, it can get there. And Steelers are under a hell of a lot of pressure at the moment. You're considering where people thought they would be. Aaron Rodgers is there. He's desperate for that ring, which isn't going to happen. But very good game. But I want to move on. This one was a really good game. Patriots versus Bengals. let's be honest, none of us backed the Bengals. We all thought it would be a
Nope.
whitewash. And it wasn't. It was a lot closer than what people thought. The Patriots won 26-20. All three of us backed the Pats. Again, 95% of the public. It was a good game, but the Patriots, for me, I don't think this game made them look particularly great, considering how poor. And look. Bengals have a fan base. That's all that. But they've looked poor all season. They've looked consistently poor. What were
Yeah.
your thoughts, mate, on this one?
I mean, the first thing was that obviously I think all three of us said after Joe Flacco's first game at the Bengals that he's going to be a flash in a pan, and it's just proving us all
Yeah.
right at this point. He's just slowly going downhill. I said to Lee last week when Stevenson returned for Patriots, was Travion Henderson going to stop being RB1? Turns out no, he was still RB1
Yeah.
last week. There's going to be a fight for RB1, which is good to be in a position for the Patriots. But Drake May in that game lost his left guard and his left tackle, so his entire blind side of his number one and number
This is
two.
my invisible violin, mate. At
That's
this at this level, at this level of sport, you need that backup there, especially the big
That's the
boys.
point.
Like,
Do we know who the backups are? Is it going to be a problem going forward that he's going to have a blind side like backups, not number
is it the
ones?
Chargers that are on like the eighth string O line?
Yeah,
Well,
something
if you're a
like that.
Chargers fan, you're like, deal with it. You got your second string O line. No.
I suppose the question here as well is: do we think the Bengals are out of the playoffs now? They're not mathematically eliminated. Joe Burrow may be starting tonight against the Ravens, but
If they get beat tonight, yes. If they get beat tonight, yes.
yeah,
And I'll be back on the Ravens. Yeah. Okay. Next one. I need to know what drugs Lee was on for this one. The Browns against the Raiders. It was a horrendous game to watch. I know you got some stats on the Browns. That's why I'm not skipping it. 65% of the public backed the Browns. The other 35% of the public were clearly Raiders fans. And the Browns won 24-10. It was an awful game. I've seen better football than Div 2 football. Me and
yeah.
you backed the Browns. I've not really got anything else to say in it, mate. Go.
Yeah, I mean, it was not necessarily an interesting game. It is literally just a stat fest for this
Yes.
game. But Myles Garrett is now on 18 sacks in 11 weeks, so that breaks the Browns' single-season record. He now only needs 5 in the next 6 games to break the NFL record. Shadur Sanders became the first quarterback to play as a starter for the Browns, first ever start to win his first game since 1995. Wild. Geno Smith got sacked 10 times.
That's great.
Like, what's the problem there? Is it Geno? Is it the
No,
O-line? What's going on?
10 times it's the O lineman, mate. That's it. There is no other excuse for if you. Do you know what? That's horrendous. 10 times.
Yeah. Only 3 of them was Myles Garrett. So I think the other 7, Myles Garrett might have just sat down and just waited.
I reckon Myles Garrett could have had a number 2 and done all the cleaning up business and got up and still would have got a sack. That's horrendous.
Yeah, can you sack someone twice in one play? I reckon you could have tried it.
Should we move on? Yeah. Next up, we had the Cardinals against the Jags. 55% of the public backed the Jags, as well as all 3 of us pundits. And it was a close game. Jags winning 27-24. You know, can the Jags take the AFC South? We don't know. Trevor Lawrence had a good, he bounced back from a little interception again. Again, very inconsistent. And then there was one point they had a 65-yard drive, 11-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Parker Washington. So for me, the Jags are very much a momentum team. If they've got the momentum, they're brilliant. It's when they haven't, it's kind of difficult for them to find that spark. Cardinals, I think their season's pretty much done and dusted. Technically, maybe not, but they've got some tough fixtures coming up. I want to go to you, mate. What are your views here, mate?
Honestly, this is one of the games of the week where even watching it, I feel like I was just falling asleep. Like, it wasn't that exciting. And my 2 points, and I think I've been making these same points about both teams all season. So my point, the Jags' point, is Lawrence is still not convincing me. Like they've got a good record, they could win that division, but he's just not giving me that elite quarterback like feeling. It's
Well,
just you don't know what's going to
I
happen.
agree. For me, this is a make or break season.
Yeah.
Absolutely a make or break season. Okay.
And then let's go to the other one with the Cardinals. I'm not going to do it, but if I flip through every week on my notes and I've written this down again, Cardinals keeping a game close and lose. And I think I've written that 6 or 7 times this
Yeah.
season. They can't do anything.
Yeah. Well, let's move on because I really want to talk about this game, and this is the most probably the reason why Lee is not here. Lee, if you're watching, I'm gutted you're not here for this because we had the them boys, the Cowboys, against the Eagles, and the Eagles weren't just spanking them; they were killing them at one point. We were going to turn off at half time, and glad we didn't. The Cowboys
Yeah.
won 24-21. 85% of the public backed the Eagles, and the one person who backed the Cowboys was you, Steve. I've got a headache. I've got a bit lightheaded doing that. Oh my God, Lee! If you're watching this later on, make comment what you want. Absolutely brilliant from the Cowboys. Can they revive their season? Yes, they can, and I think they're going to win tonight. But we'll talk about that shortly. Mate, you're up. You're up.
Honestly, I was going into this game, I was that confident that the Cowboys were winning this that I started Dak Prescott in every fantasy league I had. At halftime, I thought I was done.
You're not.
And then at the end of the game, I was like, do you know what? I've got a load of points from that. It's the Cowboys' biggest ever comeback, which is wild that that's their biggest comeback.
It's the manner of the comeback though as well. Like
Yeah,
that's
24 unanswered
yeah.
points against the Super Bowl, like the defending Super Bowl champions.
It's not the first time where the Eagles have crumbled. Look
No,
what happened. Look
it's
what happened
not.
against us. It's interesting because Eagles after the defeat don't really tend to bounce back very well. So it's going to be interesting to see
No,
how that season, how they finish the season.
100%.
Go on, mate.
But for me, though, the Cowboys is George Pickens is really looking good. He's got more yards than I think it's like the Titans or something like that on receiving alone. And then Ferguson just clutched down the middle inside those numbers. Whenever Dak just needed a quick get rid of the ball down the middle, Ferguson was just there in the air. But that Gibson fumble on that crucial kick return, that's at least the seconds that I'm aware of. That could be the third team he's had a kick return fumble for this season. Because I know that he did it for the Jets and then he got dropped by the Jets and the Eagles picked him up. For some reason, decided to do
Was
that.
this the game? Was this the game when he got manhandled about 5 times, then eventually caused the fumble?
Yeah,
Oh, mate,
yeah,
you're playing that clip to people who want to play special teams. Brilliant, brilliant,
yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
Great work from the Cowboys. They do it every now and then. They just show up and just show that they are a good team. But they have been inconsistent this season. If you remember, I think the first 8 weeks they didn't have a repeated record.
Yup. I'm surprised when we do get Lee's power rankings. It wouldn't surprise me if the Cowboys QB is on the picture of the power rankings.
To be fair, I'm the one who does the
Yeah,
graphics, so I know what I normally do is literally choose who I think was the best quarterback, who's out of the top 10.
and
I just accidentally curse him.
yeah. So if you look back on all the power rankings, every single QB that's been on the power rankings. Oh yeah, I've got a comment here. Bears own the NFC North. We're going to talk about them in a minute. But yeah, they get beat. Right, let's move on. Saints against the Falcons. I'll be honest, it wasn't Falcons. It wasn't a game I was interested in. The kit just makes me want to vomit. Saints got beat 24-10. Me and you backed the Falcons. Lee backed the Saints. I ain't got nothing to say in this. Have you?
Not really. I think I just wonder if they're going to get rid of Blake Group because 2 missed field goals puts him on 8 for the season. That's
no.
You've got one job. That's literally your entire job.
Yeah.
Get him through the uprights and that's it. Move on. Even though the Falcons again have been inconsistent, but they've only got a 2% chance of making the playoffs at the minute, which is wild because I don't think their record's that bad. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head because I didn't write that down.
Look, it'll be interesting. Again, I'm not bothered about it. It's not me being lazy or neglecting this podcast. It's just You get to this point of the season.
This was 100% a game. I don't even think I watched it. I just went back and looked
Now,
at it. I did laugh though that 2 times the Saints were at the 1 yard line, and they went, "Do you know who needs this ball? Taysom Hill, our tight end."
yeah, there's about the Bears.
So we just need to be losing at 2-minute warning.
They win a lot. They win a lot. Right, next up was the spanking of the week. LA Rams against the Buccaneers. 52% of the public backed the Rams, as well as you and Lee. Me being a Buccaneer, I'm a Lancashire Buccaneer. But me being a Buccaneer, I backed them. I thought they'd win. They've been pretty good all season, and they got absolutely spanked. 34 points to 7. It wasn't even close. It was not even close. What are your thoughts?
Well, Stafford continued his streak. It's the longest active streak in the NFL ever. 27 touchdowns without an interception, which is wild. And it's not like it's a win streak. He's actually throwing the ball. He's releasing that ball. He's just not getting picked off. The Bucs are in a slump, but they have got the Cardinals and the Saints coming up. Is that going to help them get them back into a momentum? But a lot of the problem here was Baker Mayfield getting injured.
Yes.
They brought in Teddy Bridgewater, who is, I'll be honest, an awful backup. You don't want to have to use him. I don't know if he's playing this week. I don't know what's going on there. But even when Baker was playing, he didn't have a good anything going on. So I don't know. They've been in a slump for a few weeks, but the Rams are looking good.
Yeah,
the Rams are good. I can see them being Super Bowl, if not nearly there.
It will. Team. Well, because Lee's not here this week, folks, I'm going to do a makeshift power rankings. Okay. And Broncos on first. Don't worry, you can all chill.
Oh, okay. Nice second.
No, but we're going to go through that in a minute. You're going to be really big surprise. Next up, we had the 49ers against the Panthers. It was another game I wasn't really interested in. 49ers won 20 points to 9. You and Lee backed the Niners. 66% of the public and myself backed the Panthers. Panthers have been very inconsistent this season. Some games look great. Some games they just look horrendous. It was one of them games where they just looked horrendous. You got anything to say, mate?
A few things to say. Brock Purdy, 3 picks. Should they just put him back on the bench for a bit because they've been playing all right? I mean, they won anyway, but... And on the flip side of that, the Panthers had 3 interceptions and nothing to see from it. But again, that's just inconsistent from them. Bryce Young was somehow the worst of the 2 quarterbacks, even though Brock Purdy threw 3 interceptions. But it's CMC for me. He's leading the league in receptions. Just to remind everyone, he's a running back. He's got the most catches of any player this season, and the most touches as a rushing attempts. But Lee last week, and he's not here, but I'm going to call him out anyway. He said he reckons. So there was a stat he said last week where CMC hasn't ran for anything longer than 18 yards per play yet, and Lee said CMC is going to pull off a 50-yard touchdown. He didn't. His touchdown was 12 yards. So you're wrong, Lee. You're not here to defend.
Have you been waiting all week to say that?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I literally made a note of it as well. Like, well, he said that. I'm going to see if that comes true.
Just an update. It's 24-14 to the not-so-8-0 Green Bay Packers. We know some of you might be watching both at the same time. We appreciate you all joining in on us on this one. Right, so power rankings. We're going to get Mateo's power rankings. I want you to write this down because instead of Lee's power rankings, we're going to do Mateo's power rankings. Are you ready?
Yeah, go on then. Grab a pen.
Okay. Call the cops and off me chop.
Doing top 10 or are you going to go?
I'm going from 1, mate. I'm going from 1, and I might give you a reason. I might not. What are you going to do about it? It's my show. I'll just do what I want. So, number 1, we've got the Rams, the LA Rams. I think that result against the Buccaneers, absolutely, they've been absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Number 2, I've gone for the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, yeah, I can back that as well.
I'd like an argument against it. I've not got one. If you have, I'm not going to post a comment anyway because I get to approve the comments and I am the captain. Number 3, I've gone for the Denver Broncos. We just keep winning. The 2 games we've lost have been last-second field goal kicks.
It's all defense. It is the defense wins championships. So I can see why you've put
PS2 is due back shortly. We are going to do it. Number 4, I've gone for the Pats, New England Patriots. The 10-2. A lot of people should argue they should be higher. I just think some of the performances haven't been as consistent. I mean, look, some of the Broncos' performances haven't been consistent, but a win's a win. Number 5, I've gone for the Colts. Minus the ugly loss last week. They've been pretty consistent all season. Number 6, I've gone for the Eagles.
Okay.
7, I've gone for the 8-0 Packers. 8, I've gone for the Lions.
Yep.
9, I've gone for the Ravens. And 10, I've gone for the Bills.
Wow.
So Mateo's power rankings this week. Have that.
How did you work that out? And have you just gone what you think,
I,
like similar to Lee's, or you just gone for random?
no, Lee's is. I've said this before. I don't think your team will make the playoffs. I don't think they will.
Yeah, I know.
So it's who's going to be there. Like, do we see the Lions being there? Yeah. Do we see the Ravens being there? Yeah. And I think the Ravens are doing very well. I think the Ravens are only going to go up in power rankings. Obviously, my power rankings is only going to be a one-off. Lee is back next week, folks. I can show you that. And a lot of people were thinking if I was going to do the power rankings, it'd be Denver Broncos 1, Denver Broncos 2, Denver Broncos 3, Denver Broncos reserve team 4. It was never going to be like that. Okay. Well, should we just get to the next week and
Yeah,
then
let's
we
do
can
it.
watch Stranger Things? No spoilers. Oh god, that's the worst thing I could have said. Someone's going to do it, aren't they? Right.
They probably are now. Yeah.
I can kick it out and block you from this. Give us.
I was gonna say, what's worse about that is you may not show everyone the comments. We've
Yeah.
already read it and recorded.
I can click on the bit that doesn't show the comments, so don't spoil it for everyone, folks. Right. Like we normally do, mate. Let's get to it. Right, Lions and Packers are playing right now. I picked the Lions before this. The Lions are currently getting beat. You and Lee, I think, did pick the Packers. I'm going to just say you because I might not have wrote Lee's results down. I've been a busy boy this week.
No, I did. I picked the Lions. As I was saying, it's the worst first week I've not picked the Packers.
Okay, so you've picked the. Okay, hang on. You're blaming me.
Which, I mean, I could have let you keep it as the Packers whilst they're currently winning, but I'd rather
No,
be
mate,
honest about
they're
this.
going to come back and win. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Packers will crumble. Right, okay. 1 minute. Let me just do this properly. Sorry, I'm just checking the result as well. Adverts. Right, so let's go to the next one. We've got the Cowboys against the Chiefs. For me, I genuinely think this is where your season finishes tonight. I think the Cowboys are going to do it. And we were talking about taking clip snippets. I've got a feeling you're going to snip at all these clips where I look like an absolute divvy. Don't swear. PG. So I'm picking them boys, the Cowboys. Who are you picking?
Yeah. We're almost going to go for the Chiefs, and not just from bias from last week. If we can remember to keep the play outside the numbers, we've got them. Just depends what we start doing. But it's Chiefs for me.
You need Jesus, lad. Right, next one. Ravens against the Bengals. I want to speak on both behalves. We're going for the Ravens.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen Lee's picks, but I'm just going to pick the Ravens for him because I know he's not that daft. Then we've got the Eagles against the Bears. We were speaking about this before. I'm backing the Bears. The Eagles do not do well usually after a loss. I'm saying a lot of mad predictions this week. There's going to be some funny snippets. I'm backing the Bears. Who are you backing, mate?
See, I have gone for the Eagles, but I do see what you're saying. They do definitely not.
I'm giving you one opportunity to change this. Who are you going for?
I'm going to stick with it. It's nice and pretty encircled on my paper. I want to keep it like that. Look how neat this is. I'm not changing any of that, so it can stay there.
Nathan, I picked the Bears. That's all you need to know, fella. Next up, we've got the game that no one's going to care about. It's the Dolphins against the Saints. I'm picking the Dolphins.
Yeah, I've done the same. I've picked the Dolphins, but
it's pass.
Yeah, who cares? Next.
Pass. Okay. I think the next game's going to be a brilliant game. Colts against the Texans. I'm backing the Texans. Defense wins games. But I think this is going to be a really good game. Potentially highlight of the week for the games. Who are you backing here, mate?
I have gone Colts, but I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I don't think it's going to be Colts running away with it. I just think that Taylor might just tire out their defense and just keep running until they keep making mistakes.
So you're going for the Colts?
Yeah.
Okay. Jets versus Falcons. Falcons for me. Jets The only thing that's looked worse than Jets this season is COVID. Just awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
I'm going Falcons, but for me, the only thing that's looked worse than Jets this season is the Saints' goddamn uniform.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Or some of the referee calls for the Eagles. Next up, we got the Browns against the 49ers. Look, Browns have had some good wins the last few weeks, not every week. But I'm still going to go for the 49ers here. Browns, they need that off season. They need a good off season. What about you, mate? Who you backing?
Yeah, I'm going 49ers as well, but I reckon that Myles Garrett's going to make a big chunk out of those 5 sacks he needs as well.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, next one: Panthers versus the Rams.
I've gone Rams. Obviously.
I'm going Panthers.
You've gone Panthers.
Don't ask me why.
You
Don't
put
ask me.
Rams as your number 1 team on your power rankings.
I
Like,
know,
why
mate. I know, but Panthers do stupid things against teams that are way better than them for some reason. They turn up. So don't ask me why. Look,
Fair
I've just got a mad feeling. I'm just going with it. My spidey senses. These snippets can be great, aren't they?
enough.
Next up, we've got the Titans against the Jags. I'm backing the Jags here. Titans had a very convincing loss last week, but Jags need wins.
Jags need wins. Yeah, I'm doing the same. I go in Jags.
Did you say drags or Jags?
I mean, both need. Look, everyone needs a win, man, these days. All right. If you want to be a drag, be a drag. If you want to be a jaguar, be a jaguar. Whatever. But
And all that jazz. Okay.
yeah, no, the Jags need. Yeah, Jags need,
FYI,
Titans are just not very good.
Protect the dolls. That's all I'm saying on that one. Okay, so right, so we're going for Jags. Bucks against the Cardinals. The Bucks have to come back and win. I'm going for the Bucks all day.
Yeah, and like I said whilst we were talking about the Bucks game, they've got the Cards and then you've got the Saints coming up. I think this is where they turn the momentum back around.
Yeah.
Don't know if Teddy Bridgewater's playing. I still don't really care. I'm still going for the Bucks regardless on that game.
Okay. Seahawks against the Vikings. I can't see anything other than the Seahawks win here.
No. Seahawks again, but the Vikings have done some random stuff with their defense. I have gone Seahawks, but don't be surprised if the Vikings turn up on defense and get some picks. Because Sam Darnold, don't forget, not last week, the week before, did throw 4 interceptions.
So you think Vikings have a chance?
If the right defensive squad turns up and the right plays are done, I wouldn't be surprised.
Whatever drugs you're on, send them my way. Next up, we've got the Steelers against the Bills. Steelers, even though they've got a few wins this season, they've just looked awful. I'm going to be backing the Bills in this one.
I'm backing the Steelers. And I don't know why. I think
you definitely need to send these drugs over.
Well, at the moment, it's called a flatty latte. It's a cold brew with no milk in it. I don't really know what this is.
Iron brew. Iron brew. I went to uni in Edinburgh, so I'm always going to go for the iron brew.
I thought you were just going to find the thing that matches your jersey the most.
That too, mate. That too. Would you Adam and Eve?
No, yeah, I'll go Steelers. I don't know what it is. Bills weren't they lost to the Texans, and yes, the Texans have got a good defense, but Josh Allen is inconsistent. I don't know. Steelers need a bit of something to win that division, so
okay.
Steelers for me.
Next up, this computer just gone a bit naff. Next up, we've got the Chargers against the Raiders. Who are you backing here?
I kind of don't want to pick either, but I have to, so I'm going Chargers. But that's because I hate the Raiders more, not because I think the Chargers are a good enough team to mention at the moment. But yeah, I'm assuming you're going Raiders, yeah? Because you love the Raiders, right?
You assume right.
What?
I'm backing the Raiders.
Wow.
Yeah. Whoa, fall off the floor. Yeah. I'm backing the Raiders. Chargers. A lot of injury problems. Yeah. Next up, we've got the Commanders against the Broncos. I'm backing the Broncos. But I did say, and I'll be honest, it would be the most Denver Bronco thing for us to do to get beat.
I'm glad you said it, because I was going to say it for you.
Against a team like this. They've been awful pretty much most of the season, but I'm backing the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. Backing the Broncos. You've got the good defense. Your offense, like Bo Nix, I reckon, if you don't get anywhere this season, next season he's going to progress and get better. But at the moment, you're sort of falling onto your defense and your special teams. And the Commanders don't really have anything on any sort of side of the ball, really.
Okay. And for some reason, it's not letting me change that. So, oh yeah, it is. There we go. Last up, we've got the Patriots versus the Giants. I'm going to let you go first on this one.
Is that because you know that I've gone for the upset, or?
No, because we both agree.
Yeah, I'm going Giants. I think, especially with Jameis Winston, man, I love watching him. He just makes football so exciting, so much more exciting when he's playing in it than when he's not playing. The Patriots again, they're looking good, but something's going to happen, and the Giants aren't looking awful. So I'm just going to go for
I,
Giants to throw up an upset.
I agree. So I've gone for the Giants too. My thing's not letting me do the picks at the moment, so I'll need to amend that. The reason being is exactly what you said. They've lost some games they've been very unlucky to lose some of the games.
Yeah.
So, and playing without fear, nothing to lose. Yeah, like someone's happy.
So
Someone's
Coach
happy.
Ross happy now.
Yeah, I knew you'd be happy, mate. I knew you'd be happy. I'm still not wearing that jersey though, mate. I'm still not wearing that jersey. But yeah, I can see it happening, and when it happens, they'll drop down that power rankings. Broncos go up the power rankings. So that's what we're on week 12. This is week 13.
Week 13 going into, yeah.
Yeah, we're going into week 13. This is episode 13. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. Thank you very much, folks. I'm now going to go watch Stranger Things. Thank you for not spoiling it, everyone. You got any plans for the week, mate?
Well, I'm gonna watch the rest of the Lions Packers, and then obviously Chiefs at 9:35 kickoff. So that's my next part of the evening.
I'm gonna FaceTime you dead late when you're getting spanked.
It's not
Oh,
gonna happen, man.
24-21 Packers, by the way.
Oh,
So it's getting close.
come on. See, we just knew the Lions were gonna come back. We were right. Don't worry about it.
Oh, there's still loads of time played. Hang on, wait there. Oh, we got a comment here. I don't follow the sport, but you guys are so funny bouncing off each other. That comment could be read a bit of a funny way. I've never met the guy. It's not happened yet.
I don't know which
But
one of us has paid her for that one.
me. But no. I've got permission to do field goals.
Oh,
So I bought myself some new boots. I bought myself a tee, the kicking off tee, the one to practice field goals, and then the one to practice kickoffs. So a few days a week I'm been doing that. Starting December the 1st, I'm doing 100k around the area that I live in. But I'm dressed up as the Grinch.
what is that, a 100k run or just throughout the season?
We'll run, power walk, but I'm dressed up as the Grinch, and I mean full outfit, mask. It is absolutely terrifying.
That is going.
So maybe Sport Tank will share it for me. It's for a dear friend and work colleague of mine. Her partner has motor neuron disease, and it's such a sad thing, and she's such a lovely girl. So I'm going to try and raise as much money for her as possible. So I'm going to be doing 100k over Christmas. Hey, I might even get booked as the Grinch and go scare people. What it is, what it is. But no, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to start practicing my field goals and stuff. I want to try and lose a bit more weight and get run 100 meters at a very good pace. But I've been given permission to do it, so one is going for it. But folks, thank you very much. I've been Matteo.
I've been Steve.
We're now going to watch Stranger Things as well as the game. Have a great Thanksgiving. Make sure you lock in your fantasy football teams, because in this sport, you just never know what's going to